Surprisingly no time warp in this one. I cleaned up the badges last time, and if I go back in, they're... Oh, never mind, they're still sparkly. Okay, I take that back. I thought that they were no longer sparkly. Anyway, Veilstone City stuff is probably going to happen in this episode, but then again, maybe not a whole lot. Must have annoying mouse cursor. No. Let me just go change it to that, because it's slightly more engaging than the random cross that is not used for anything. Oh boy, Parasol. Parasols aren't used for rain, actually. Okay, yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, free Porygon. I like Porygon, so sure. Okay. Well, I'm not going to use it in this playthrough anyway, so... Anyway, yeah, Porygon's interesting in the sense that it has always kind of been one of those really hard to get Pokemon in basically every game that it's been in, but in this one they just kind of give you one. Alright, so yeah, this is mostly going to be the exploration of Veilstone City episode. I'll try to... So these rock walls around. Yeah, with... Okay. Am I saying words? I can't remember if I'm saying words. But yeah, basically, I don't expect this to actually take up the entire video, because there's not that much to do here. I'll check out the department store, and then I guess there's the Galactic Building. But yeah, Porygon's cool. It's one of my favorites. Obviously not using it in this playthrough, so I'm not even going to bother picking it up. I doubt it can learn any TMs anyway. Like, maybe Strength, Rock Smash, but I don't need that. I'd say Rock Smash is more likely than Strength. Okay, so yeah, check that place out later. Here's the Deoxys Meteors, as I pointed out last time. If you happen to have a Deoxys, then you can take it here to change its form, which is great, so... I like how they're just flat out telling you, hey, there's an HM here. You should probably get it. Oh, is there now? I actually didn't even remember where you get the coin case. Well, you certainly don't get it in here. Oh, Hidden Power guy. Not too interesting, really. So, anyway, Game Corner has some good stuff in it. Jesus, that's a lot of TMs. Yeah, that's a lot of frickin' TMs. Some of those are probably pretty useful. Held items are also fairly useful. Wide lens and zoom lens are both something to do with accuracy. I forget exactly what they do. Metronome is if you use a move multiple times. Silk Scarf I can pass on, it just boosts normal moves. So, let's figure out what these are. Substitute, Endure, Swords Dance, Double Team, Rest, U-Turn, Hidden Power, Turn, Frustration, Flamethrower. Here's where we start getting into the really good ones. Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Psychic, Gyro Ball, Giga Impact. Okay. So yeah, fairly good ones in there. Some of the stat moves I'm not terribly interested in, but stuff like Flamethrower, Ice Beam, definitely good to have. They just take a buttload of coins. And unless you're super rich or feel like grinding the lottery for 5 freaking years, you're not going to get those, so... What? Over here? Does this count as next door? What the hell is this platform? Did I get an item off of this already? Because it seems a little bit useless. Okay. I'm guessing there was probably some kind of, like, Japanese pun, and then they just did not know how the hell to translate it, so they're like, eh, fuck it. Just give you this embargo TM for some reason, which I'll never use. Sure. I don't think any of the... We will give it to Becky. No, I think they're all good on happiness, because they're all trying to evolve after basically every match anyway, but... Sure, why not? Oh, I guess it was carrying some puffy smoke. Alright then. Oh, mail. Are you, like... Is there anything more useless in the entire series than the stupid mail? Like... Is this guy a, I thought there was a move tutor here. Let's play Look the Other Way with Great Guy. Alright, well, got my coin case. Now that I... Oh, hi. It's you. Shit, are you gonna battle me? Oh, no? Okay, oh, hi, it's... Saran Lionheart. No. Oh god, should I give this guy the Saran Lionheart voice? Because I think I probably should. Except I haven't freaking practiced that voice in, like, years. Let's see. Haha, the ring is my rolling sea! The towering waves shake me! Yeah, I'm not ever doing that again. Forget the Saran Lionheart voice, it's not worth it. I'm sorry, people are going to be disappointed by that, because everybody... Hello, dude and young lady! Okay, that's more like Rockhawk. I can't remember what his voice sounds like, I haven't listened to one of his videos in ages. So he'll just be Rockhawk. You're challenging the gym leader! Even though that voice killed me, so I'm not actually going to do it. So yeah. This entire section here was unnecessary. Let's forget it ever happened. Well, that whole section just happened with no voice acting, so let's move on with our lives, and that's a full incense up there, which I can't get. I am not going in that gym for a while. So yeah, let's just see if I get any free coins from people. I just got to the game corner in Pokemon Red, and you get quite a few coins from talking to all the people and checking all the hit, like, no. Anyway, yeah, by, like, checking all the spots for hidden coins, you get quite a few. That looker, yay. Okay. So anyway, I did not do any prior research to this before this video, so I may not be correct about this, but I believe Platinum was basically the death of the Game Corner, because if I remember right, it did exist in the European version, but you couldn't actually do anything with it. You basically just had to buy the coins. You couldn't actually, like, play the machines or something. And, yeah, this thing here about, like, if you get 10 rounds in a row, you get a thing, which I think is the Explosion TM, and I think they just give you the TM. So, God, I have to show it off, don't I? I, like, don't really feel like doing this right now, but I will try. Let's see. Just put some coins in, and I'm not gonna, like, stress over doing well right now, because I'm probably just gonna reload, but there is a way to, like, cheap this out. I don't really remember how it works. That's a Safari Bell down there, I think. That's kind of odd. I don't think Clefairy's ever been in the Safari Zone other than Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But yeah, hopefully I'll play this long enough for you to see what's going on. But yeah, there's like some kind of gimmick to this one where if you keep playing long enough, a Clefairy shows up on the bottom screen, and then if you basically just do what it says... Oh, hi. That's the shiny down there. Alright. Are you gonna tell me what to do? No, maybe not. They're supposed to, like, point in the direction to stop them, I thought. I don't remember. It's been freaking forever since I've done this. Oh, okay. You know what? I will take that. That's a pretty decent profit. So, am I gonna keep going? Okay, here we go. So, if you just point the directions that it says, you will always win. You don't get many coins from doing so, but it's free coins, and there's no reason to not do it, so... I'll go ahead and ride out this streak. It's gonna take a while before it's over, probably. I seem to remember these things going for, like, 9 years, so I will be back when this is finished. Well, here we go, last round of this. According to my save state, at least. I wonder if the RNGs... Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, got quite a few coins out of that, so I won't complain. It took a while, but, I mean, hey. I didn't expect to actually do well on my first try. So, brief explanation of how that works. I did look it up a little bit, and apparently you can only actually win when the Pokeball rolls onto the screen, and if it doesn't roll on, then you just don't win anyway, so it's kind of weird how that works. And then, occasionally you'll get a Clefairy to show up, and then once it does, you have to keep playing until you get 100. And then once you get 100, it stays around and does the bonus round thing. There's stuff you can do with the moon also, like if the moon turns red, you have to wait until it goes away before you keep trying, or some weird stuff. It's kind of interesting how in-depth that goes, but... Anyway, since I've got 1,000 coins, I'm kind of interested in picking up one of these items. I looked up what they do, and the difference between these is one of them does 10% boost no matter what. Wide lens and zoom lens, they both boost accuracy. Let me actually double check the page there, make sure I'm not mixing up which is which. Ignore me as I slowly look this up. Totally professional, guys. Okay, so yeah, wide lens is plus 10% no matter what. Zoom lens is plus 20%, but only if you go second. Now, I should take a second and actually look at my item loadout here because it's kind of arbitrary at the moment. I mentioned before that I gave Terrence the Quick Claw even though he's the fastest because getting in an early stun spore is pretty useful. I might still stick with that strategy, but I don't know, it's like... It's kind of hard to say how I want to do this, and the one that needs the Quick Claw the most is either Sponge or Caroline, because they're the slowest. But then again, having the slowness also means that the zoom lens can be useful, and boosting the accuracy of shite moves such as Sing and Sweet Kiss would be good. Is it a waste to give an accuracy boosting move to a Pokemon that has 2 perfect accuracy moves anyway? It's kind of debatable, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go for it though, because being able to have a more accurate Sing is pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. I can always get more coins if I need to. It's more just tedious than anything else. It's not really challenging. So, let's do that. So basically, I do not want Caroline to actually outspeed anything at this point. I'm gonna keep the Quick Claw on you, because again, early Stun Spore can be pretty useful. Sponge, you're not really doing a whole lot with that Drug Plate, but I don't know what else to give you, honestly. I could give you a Metronome to go with your Metronome, but yeah, that would be stupid. I'll keep it for now. There's not really much to give him. But anyway, that's the game corner. Spent enough time there. And there's still the Galactic Building. There's the gym, which I'm not going to go into. Let's check out the department store. I'm sure there's some useful stuff in here. There's also, like, gayness references. It's kind of weird. So, yep, you have a purpose. Let me just hire this person here to stand here and say hello. Then again, they do that at Walmart, so why not? Okay, you sell regular stuff. Regular stuff, yep. Clearly I will buy a Pokédoll to give to Cleffa, and it will be good. Or just Space Mail. Alright, and you sell regular stuff also. Down here, I believe, is the Poffin store, which I remember not being in Diamond and Pearl. Rage candy bars, okay. Lava cookies. Those are actually pretty good to have. Do I have full heals already? I have one. And I have a single old Gateau, which does the same thing. I'm gonna buy some lava cookies, because those are useful to have. And they're cheap. This is gonna be the most exciting episode, I can tell you right now. So yeah, the Poffin's not really necessary unless you're trying to evolve a Feebas, and even then you can make your own better from the ones from the store. It's good it's good if you're lazy. And here we have berries, which I'm not gonna use for anything. And how about here? Oh, you're just saying that you have berries but don't actually have any. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Let's get stuck on walls for some reason. Carbos. Sorry, I have to make that joke every single time. This is the second time that this series has made a counter pun, because they also did one in Gen 1. There might have even been more than that, and I'm curious if that translates into the Japanese version, because, like, a physical counter and a counterattack are completely different things. So, like, do they happen to be the same in Japanese also? I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Here's the X items, which I actually, like, I never use these things. I don't know if anybody ever does, but in this playthrough, I may have to rely on those later on. I guess we'll see how that goes. I can imagine that being a bit of a thing later on. I don't know. So, let me see. Again, I would talk about other stuff, but I can't. Okay. Here's actually what I was thinking of, because I thought that Fire Blast and stuff were from the game corner, and they're not. They're from here. This is good, because, even though these are low accuracy, I don't mind getting these. I'd rather buy one of these than have to grind the coins up for the other ones. I just have to see what actually learns them. So I'm probably going to check that out in a minute, with a save state. And here's a bunch of defensive moves, which I don't really see myself using. Like, maybe. It's like, you never really use those in normal playthrough, because you usually just get through with brute force, but in the challenge run here, I might have to rely on those at some point. I don't know. How about you? Yeah, nobody cares. So yeah, go check out those TMs in a bit. Hear that, kids? Buy multiple copies, says the guy who has 3. Yep, not buying any dolls here. They're slightly useless, so cool to have if you have money to waste, I guess, but yeah. Training his image? What? What are you gonna recommend? The Bonsly doll? Nope, yellow cushion. It's soft and firm. And how about you? Alright. Why not? I always enjoyed this line. It's a little bit out of place, but it's a good line. Also, here's drink machines, which I probably should buy lemonades. What is my HP looking at yet? Yeah, they're in the lemonade range. Does it stay on the lemonade selection if I go into it multiple times? No, it does not. Alright, so this is the part where I buy a bunch of lemonades, I check out who's compatible with the TMs, and then I come back once I have that information. Alright, after much looking up of things and figuring out what I wanted to do with my life, I finally come to a conclusion. So, out of all the TMs here, Thunder, Blizzard, Focus Blast cannot be learned by anybody. Hyper Beam I didn't even check, but I'm pretty sure that's only learnable by fully evolved stuff, so none of them will learn it either. Solar Beam is learned by everybody except for Lugosi. I'm going to skip on this one because it's a 2-turn, 120 power move. Magical Leaf is a 1-turn, 60 power move, so it's basically the same, but gives you the ability to not be committed to it. It is better than Mega Drain, but I like the ability to heal, so I'm going to skip on Solar Beam. Togepi I just feel doesn't really need it anyway. Fire Blast is learnable by Sponge and Caroline, and I am going to go for this one. Giving it to Sponge, actually, and here's why. Because I was originally going to give it to Caroline, and I decided against it, even though it does work pretty well with that lens that I just picked up. 85 accuracy, so with that it would be boosted to 100. I might actually move that item over now that I think about it, but I'll think about that later. But 85 is still pretty good. Fire Blast. Serene Grace is going to work pretty decently with this because it'll increase the chance of burning. And after some research, I found that Secret Power is actually not boosted by Serene Grace, so it's completely useless here. So it was a slight waste of a TM. Unfortunately, I feel like I could have made better use of it, but oh well. Getting rid of Secret Power, putting in Fire Blast. No regrets. It's gonna be weird to not have, like, a normal move on this guy, but coming off of that 20 attack, I mean, not that 34 is that much better, but hey, it's better than 20, and it's a special, powerful move, so whatever, it'll be good. And do I have a Charcoal or a Flame Plate? I actually didn't check, so let me look real quick. Does not appear that I do. That is slightly annoying. Okay. I will give him a Firestone. That'll help. Alright, I'll have to keep an eye out for that at some point. I'm not sure where you get either of those items, but whatever. That's, been quite a bit of kind of off-screeny, boring stuff in this episode, and I'd like to move on to something else. So let's figure out what's going on with this galactic building. After I grab whatever this is. Star Piece, okay. I think you can trade those for shards, which are good for move tutors, so I'll hold on to that. So, what's your guys' deal? And they just boot you out. Excellent. Okay. Let me go check the big building then. Also, in this episode, I have not yet discussed about my Pokemon playthrough the day, and I might get into that depending on how in-depth this section is. If it gets grindy, then I'll probably start talking about that. Maybe when you're older. Once again, Mystery of Time and Space music. Special key is needed. And then I just have a cliff key. For the win! Alright, let me just turn off your wireless router over here. No one will be any the wiser. You left your teleporter unblocked here. Oh, never mind. Okay, so I guess I don't do anything here then? Weird. I guess I come back later. I don't know. So yeah, Team Galactic is just kind of hanging out and having a presence here and not really doing anything with their presence, so I'm gonna ignore that and move on. Let's see if I get hijacked as soon as I freaking leave the area. Well, there's a reporter here. Sure, these are always the best. Ugh. Really? Now that one's just opening That's opening up like this huge can of worms here. So I have to compare her to a Pokemon, so clearly I'll choose the people section. I'll just choose Mother. No, I'm not gonna do that. Old man. See, I could be a douche and pick like Snorlax, but I've not seen one of those, so... let's see, what else is weird? I have to pick something like unnecessarily offensive. No, whatever, I'll just pick Father. It'll be funny, because it's not Mother. Alright. Who is going to take the rare termite? Yes, okay. Can't dig through bedrock, I don't know what you're talking about, unless you're in creative mode. Well, we've got trainers, so... Yep, let's just get on with more of these. So yeah, Pokemon playthrough the day for this episode is Coliseum, which, much like Fire Red, I picked up specifically to fill out the Pokedex in Pearl. Will I miss with my first ever Fire Blast? No, I will not. However, it did not KO. I always like to see what Metronome's going to be, so and not very effective move. Excellent. But it worked anyway. Anyway, like I said, I picked it up for Pokedex completion for Pearl, mainly for the Johto starters and the Legendary Beast Trio. It was useful for that. That's the main thing. There were also like some Emerald exclusives that I was able to pick up at the point, like at that time when I didn't have Emerald yet, like Pineco and that kind of stuff. So nothing too interesting, really. But Coliseum is one of those games that I never really saw much of, and I remember like when it first came out, it didn't particularly interest me, and I had never heard great things about it. But after having played it, I have to say I do like what that game did, because it tried to do something different, and I think it did a pretty good job. Coliseum and XD were both interesting, and I'd like to see another game in that style, but Game Freak has kind of gotten settled in their ways and are likely to do anything like that again. I don't know. We can always hope. But anyway, the playthrough itself was kind of intermittent. I think I got about halfway through it and then got fed up with it and came back to it like several months later, and I don't remember really. It's very slow because you can't turn off animations, and everything being a double battle is kind of I would kind of like it more if it was, like, maybe if it was mostly double battles, but not entirely. I would like it to kind of mix that up a little bit more. Again, I like it for being different, but at the same time, not the greatest decision. But yeah, it's kind of hard to grind. It's a lot more difficult than the normal games, and so I just remember kind of getting sick of it at some point, and it might have been one of the boss characters, I don't remember. Like, I really don't remember much of the playthrough, honestly. I do remember at the very end, though, after I had finally gotten to the ending and thought that I was pretty much going to be through, I ran into quite a few problems in the final section. I don't know what you call it. It's like some kind of tournament thing with like a bunch of boss characters. And each one of them has like a really strong shadow Pokemon that you have to catch. I got completely freaking owned my first time through that. Failed to catch quite a few of them. And basically decided, screw it, I'm just going to go back, use the Infinite Master Balls trick, and catch everything that way, so I ended up doing that. Dig's kind of an interesting move. I don't think it really suits Caroline, though, because she's more of a special attacker. Yeah. I'm fine with that current moveset. By the way, this is the guy who digs to the unknown ruins I mentioned before. This cave doesn't open up until you catch a bunch of unknown. As it is currently, I believe you can find Hippopotas in here at like a 10% encounter rate or something like that. This is actually the only place in the game you can get it. And the bigger that you make this tunnel, the more common they are. I think eventually they become like... I don't think it's 50-50 between them and Geodude, but I think you can get them at like maybe 40%, something like that. I could be full of shit, not sure. I'm wanting to see at least one Hippopotas here, but they're not wanting to show up, so screw it. But anyway, yeah, in Colosseum, if you don't know, there's a trick you can infinitely use the Master Ball. You basically, oh god, I don't even remember. It's something like you use it on your first turn, and then on your second turn, you rearrange your items in the menu, and make the, like, switch the Master Ball with a regular Pokeball. So then you end up using it, but then it only consumes a regular Pokeball, so then you can just keep using it. It's really freaking cheap, and, I would have not considered it legit if not for the fact that I, didn't really use it for anything important. Like, I used it on some of the final boss Pokemon, but, it's not like any of those were needed for my collection. I was basically getting them so that I could just finish the game, so, yeah. It was a little bit cheaty, but I wasn't too worried about it. But anyway, my team for that game was, Meganium, Ampharos, Quagsire, Misdreavus, Altaria, and Sudowoodo. And I nicknamed them all after Greek gods for some reason. I don't really know what made me decide to do this, so I had, Meganium was Demeter, who I think is the goddess, I think it's a goddess, I don't remember if it's male or female, actually, of, like, the harvest, or something like that. Ampharos is Apollo, which is the god of the sun. Quagsire is Poseidon, most people know that one is just, like, god of the ocean. Misdreavus is Hades, underworld. Altaria was Aphrodite, which is just beauty, I think. I don't really know if she did anything else. And, Sudowoodo was Dionysus, who was the god of wine. He's pretty much just the party guy, and I named him that because Sudowoodo is a little bit weird, and I could see him being a drunk, so yeah. But, that was that playthrough. Towards the end of it, after I had traded off Demeter into my Pearl collection, I used the Metagross for a little bit, but I never gave it a nickname. And, yeah. I do have videos uploaded of me going through the last few parts of Mount Battle for the Ho-Oh, and if you feel like checking those out, feel free. They're probably in my Catch-All Pokemon playlist, which has like 4,000 videos in it. But, other than that, not really too much to say about Colosseum. I will mention, though... Oh god, this guy's got 6 Pokemon, okay. Interesting to see a person who actually makes use of the amount of Pokemon you can carry, instead of just having like 3, and having them all be the same thing. But, yeah, another quick thing I wanted to bring up, was that guy I just fought back there. He was a PI, but, he was actually supposed to be a gambler in the Japanese version, and because this was the time when they were basically trying to remove all gambling references from a series that has a freaking casino in it, they're just kind of pulling a shitty 4Kids style dub maneuver and like, yeah, he's not a gambler, he's a detective. So that's what he is there. It's kind of weird, but I actually read pretty recently, the reason he uses a Goldeen is because there's some kind of, Japanese gambling game. I don't know if gambling game is the right term, but I don't know what else to call it. Apparently involving, like, catching goldfish, so he just has a Goldeen. Thought that was kind of interesting, but I don't know enough about it to really say much. Well, I got squished by a dinosaur. Well, that would be cool if it wasn't not very effective. Oh. Come on, don't make me waste another Fire Blast. I guess that'll finish it off. That works. So, perhaps take advantage of... Oh. Oh. I actually remembered that he learned Ancient Power, but I didn't realize it was this early. Okay. This is another move that is interesting to me because if you don't already know, Ancient Power has a pretty good side effect. It has a 10% chance of raising all your stats, and that stacks pretty well with Serene Grace. So, this might be the point where we get rid of Metronome, but honestly, I find Metronome way too amusing to get rid of. I think I'm just going to get rid of Wish. I might regret this, but the only time I ever really see Wish being useful in-game when you have an a theoretically infinite amount of healing items is if you desperately need to be able to get out and attack and heal on the same turn, which in certain boss fights I can maybe see being the case, but it's still kind of situational. I'm gonna get rid of Wish. Stupid move, I realize, but hey, it's a freaking LP. I want to go with what's interesting, and I like Metronome because it's interesting. And also, let's send out the Pokemon that has no super effective moves here, because I specifically want to make use of the Magic Guard, or whatever the fuck that ability is called, not hitting with the Sandstorm. Fun fact about Tangela, it was... Oh, actually, yeah, Tangela and Tropius. This guy had both. Those were both of the non-starter, non-legendary Pokemon that were not found in Diamond and Pearl for some reason. There was a, theory that Tropius was supposed to be in the Safari Zone and Tangela was supposed to be a, swarm on top of Mount Coronet. And I think at some point even Cerebi posted that that was the case, but then it turned out to be false. I don't know, it's just one of those random myths that got propagated for whatever reason. Like the random myth that you could get a Ralts from the Japanese version of Pokemon Box, which was not true at all. Also, this biting is pissing me off, so... Clearly I'll send out the one that's weak to bite, god damn it. I've been playing too much fricking Gen 1. I, forgot that bite was a Dark-type move. Oh, man. Well, Croagunk, you're gonna frickin' die. Alright. Nope, you don't get to. Alright. What's your story? Also, I should probably go heal, but screw it, not going to. Sure. We'll go with that. Devin, isn't that the, company from Ruby and Sapphire? Also, Wormadam. I like Wormadam, it is not particularly good, though. Hence why I put it on my team of shitty Pokemon from X. Yeah, you're not gonna do well in this fight. Let's continue to use Fire Blast against everything until I run out of PP for it, which will be very soon. I do like Wormadam's cry, though. It's like... It's... God, I can't freaking do it. It's like this weird noise followed by a whistle. It's like... Or some shit like that. Okay. Is this gonna be Sandy Wormadam? Yep. This is the one I'm specifically using in that playthrough. This one is at least neutral effective to Mega Drain, so... Go ahead and use that. Speaking of forgetting what types are in Gen 1, if this was Gen 1, Bug Bite would be 4 times effective here because it is inexplicably super effective against poison. Trash! Yeah. Trash Wormadam, you get to get Fire Blasted also. Will it actually hit, though? That's the question. Yes, it did. Okay. Not bad. 85 accuracy move has not missed a single time so far. This stupid thing off. People say it looks like a pepperoni pizza. It kinda does, I guess. I don't know. This NPC has, like, the most useless dialogue. It's like, oh, are you gonna teach me about Pokemon? Oh, is that right? I don't know. Let's go back and heal. And actually, even though this is a really stupid stopping point, I think this might have to be the stopping point, because the video's been split a couple times, and I think it's gone on long enough. Let's, go ahead and randomly battle these doofuses here. And I guess we'll end on that. Giggle. Yeah, I don't get to talk to... I'm not going to talk to random giggling people, so... Anyway. Fire Blast absolutely everything. I think that's going to be my strategy at this point. Just Fire Blast everything that moves. It's a pretty good strategy. Let's use Ancient Power, though. Nope, never mind. Okay. Yeah, that one really needed to be broadcast worldwide. Anyway, yeah. Ending. That's about it, just ending.